Alright guys, new deck profile. I'm so excited. We are doing Lair of Darkness. One of my favorite decks. Super cool. I think I finally come up with a very consistent combo for this deck. Yeah, it makes the deck significantly better. It gives it some negates. It makes it a bigger threat. It throws out a lot more cards that help you tribute, stuff like that. I actually think I did a lot of good work with this deck, and I actually did very well with it over the weekend here. But like I said, very good deck. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and more importantly, leave a comment. Like any kind of comment. If it's just like, you know, this video sucks, that's the comment that you leave. It doesn't matter, but, you know, please leave some kind of a comment. If there's anything you think I should change with the deck, please include that. But enough of that, let's get started. First, we play 2 copies of Darkness Diabolos. This is the boss monster of the deck, although it's not the boss monster of the particular deck that we're playing here. But still, it's very important because you can basically, if a monster is tributed on your side of the field, you can special summon this monster. On top of that, you can tribute a dark monster and then take a card out of your opponent's hand and put it on the top or bottom of the deck, which is very good. Next, we play 1 copy of Chaos Dragon Levianeer. This has different effects based on if you banish darks, lights, or a combination. But either way, we put all 3 of those in the, like, we put lights and darks in the graveyard, so all of the options are going to be available to you. But in addition to that, this card's searchable off of Melody, so it's very easy to get in your hand. You're basically going to get a free Diabolos and a free Levianeer every single time. Next, we play 3 copies of Arima, the Wicked Warden. Basically, you mostly use this card to search your field spell. Field spell is integral to the deck. It's one of the most important cards for the entire strategy. Without it, you can't play. But if you already have the field spell in your hand, fortunately enough, you contribute this card, and then you can either add a Diabolos #1, or if you or you can just draw a card, which both effects are pretty good. Then we play, very important, Lilith, probably the best monster in the deck. We play 3 copies of Lilith. This basically lets you tribute a monster on the field, and then reveal 3 trap cards. Your opponent, you know, put them face down, and your opponent picks one of them, and that gets set face down. Very, very good. We play her sister, also 1 copy of Malice. She basically lets you tribute 2 monsters for cost, and then put them and get a trap card from your graveyard and set it face down. Also a very good card. Next, we play, this is very important, 3 copies of Tour Guide of the Underworld, and it'll come up. First of all, this is so glad that this card got unlimited, because it actually helps our deck out a lot. But we are actually playing a certain type of package that will allow our deck to have a far higher skill ceiling than anything else. So that's why we play 3 of that, because we are playing Dark Resonator. We are going into a few synchro plays in this deck. Synchro and link plays that will allow us to tribute more monsters, that will allow us to generate more tokens at the end phase, and that will allow us to pop more cards, get more advantage. Significantly raises the ceiling of our deck. Basically, Tour Guide allows us on normal summon and to special summon a level 3 fiend, which can be Malice Lady of Lament or Lilith Lady of Lament. What's good about that is if you summon a monster off of Tour Guide, its effects are negated, but you can always pay cost, meaning you can still activate Lilith to tribute your opponent's monster, even though the effect won't resolve. And Malice, same thing. You can still tribute to you can still tribute for cost, which is really cool. But the other route that you can take is to summon a Dark Resonator, which is also a fiend, level 3, but it's a tuner, so it'll let us go into synchro plays. We play 1 copy of Coltwing. I'll explain this more as we get into the combo. I will show a combo at the end of this video. 1 copy of Deskbot 001. And then for our artifacts, we play 1 Scythe and 1 Moral Talk. I like Moral Talk just because we do play more. Here's the problem. When you only play Scythe, what happens? We are playing with 3 copies of Artifact Sanctum. So what sucks is when you play just the Scythe, sometimes you use the Scythe and then you have no follow-up plays and you have multiple copies of Sanctum in your deck with nothing to do. So I like playing the Moral Talk just because you can summon just a giant 2100 attack monster, and on top of that it pops a card on summon, which is pretty useful. Alright, so those were the monsters. Let's get to the spells. We play 3 copies of Lair of Darkness. It's very important. Lets you summon free tokens during the end phase of your turn and your opponent's turn. So during your opponent's turn, obviously it goes to their turn. But the most important effect on this card is that you contribute your opponent's monsters and for cost, which is really good because Tributing for cost gets around absolutely everything. If a monster is like can't be targeted, can't be destroyed, it doesn't matter what the protection on the monster is, you can tribute it for cost, which is super duper awesome. It helps you get rid of like the most unbelievable boss monsters. Like if you can get rid of like for example, if your opponent summons a Dragoon, you have Lair of Darkness on the field, you can straight up just activate for example, we're playing this. You can activate Eradicator Epidemic Virus, tribute their Dragoon for cost, and they can't even like negate it. They can't do anything about it. It's super cool. Then we play 1 copy of Terraforming, 2 copies of Awakening Dragons. I was even going to cut this furthermore, but it really is good for searching the Levineer and the Diabolos. You just don't want to see like too many Diabolos in your hand, and sometimes you get like, honestly you get too many, like you draw like a Levineer and it's like, what are you going to search 2 Diabolos or once per turn? So sometimes, you know, it's a little cloggy, but it helps you get to the important stuff. Then we play 1 copy of Allure of Darkness, or 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. This is extraordinarily important. Fortunately, we cannot play Pot of Extravagance in this build because we are playing a very robust extra deck. We cannot just banish things because then we literally won't be able to play. Normally, if I wasn't playing that, I would be playing the Extravagance, but in this case, we are playing the Allure. We are playing a lot of monsters. We played 3 copies of Super Poly, super good against the meta. No more Buster Lock. This card wrecks the meta right now. Not to mention, your field spell turns everything dark anyway, so even if it sucks against your opponent's deck, you're turning all their cards dark no matter what, and then they can't respond when you activate that. Also, very important, beats Dragoon. Destroys Dragoon. This deck completely like, shits on Dragoon. One way, it just wrecks Dragoon. Every way. 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, the best normal trap in the game. Good during your turn, during your opponent's turn. Also searchable off of Lilith. 3 copies of Artifact Sanctum to lock out our opponent, among other things. 3 copies of Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Easily the best virus. No debate. Unless you're playing against like somebody playing a Sekka's Light deck with no spawn trap cards, this is very good against Eldritch end phase. They set everything, you blow up everything. Like, yeah, they set new stuff, but like, who cares? It's very good against Eldritch. It's good against like it's good against decks like for example the Dogmatica decks, because you can pop their back row and they lose their Dogmatica Punishment, which is very good. Also, Dogmatica Punishment, all things considered, is a card you can absolutely... If you're playing like a slower version of this deck, you can absolutely play Dogmatica Punishment, load up your extra deck with Elder Entity and stuff like that. It'd be good. We played 2 copies of Full Force Virus, also another very good virus. Good for wiping out a lot of things. And again, good against Dragoon. Dragoon has 2,000 or more defense. And 1 copy of Metaverse. So... that is that. Metaverse is at 1 because it's at 1. That's why we would play more if we could. Now, for the extra deck, we play for our Super Poly targets. First of the Dragons. This is important. Play this. I don't care what kind of build you're playing, play this. During the end phase, you summon tokens to your turn, during your turn to your side of the field, during your opponent's to their side of the field. Always play this card because all normal monsters are tokens, so this is a Super Poly target for any tokens, basically. You can turn your opponent's tokens that you gave them into this card. All it requires is 2 normal monsters. Now, the reason this card's very good is because it's actually pretty difficult to get rid of. It is completely unaffected by the effects of monsters. It's unaffected by monster effects. On top of that, it can't be destroyed by battle it can't be destroyed by battle by an effect monster. It has to be destroyed by battle by a normal monster. So that's really good, just because there aren't a lot of decks in the meta that run main deck like spell and trap card outs. Like, if you summon this card in defense mode against dinosaurs, they just do not have an out. Like, what they can't get rid of with Tyranno, they can't like scoop it, they can't take it, they cannot touch this card because all of their like main things are just attacking things. It's like going into Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, either that or their secondary thing is they play things like Lightning Storm, but if you just summon this in defense mode, you can't get destroyed anyway. So they would have to have like a Dark Ruler No More or something like that, in which case they can't do battle damage. So either way, basically you're surviving a turn against them, or you're just against a lot of decks. This card's a straight up just just, you can't do anything about it. Like, even like Praying Kids, there's a lot of decks that just have no out to this card, where you could just throw it on your board, wait till you have a decent hand, and then just wreck your opponent with like 2 different viruses and Sanctum, and then just destroy them. So it's very good for that. 1 copy of Mud Dragon. Mud Dragon is live always, because everything on the field is the same attribute. It's always dark, and then they're all different types. So no matter what, as long as you have Lair of Darkness, card's always live. 1 copy of Nether Soul Dragon. This card basically 2 zombies. Eldritch, we hate Eldritch. We get rid of it with this. Starving Venom, very important. 2 darks. Another way to destroy Dragoon, Predaplant Dracostepolia. Again, very important. Now, for the synchro portion, we play 1 copy of Herald of Arclight. 1 copy of, this is a new one. This is the one that I've sort of come up with here. Phonon Pulse Dragon. He comes up. He's very important. We'll see. I'll show you the combo, so it'll make more sense. 1 Borreload Savage Dragon, 1 TG Hyper Magician, and 1 Desert Locust. These cards we play just in case our if our Tour Guide or Needle Fiber gets ashed, we basically go into this. If Needle Fiber gets ashed, we basically do this whole thing. Then we've got beautiful new rarity Beat Comp. One of the best link monsters for this deck. It basically tributes. It tributes for cost to protect a card in the field. You just basically protect your field spell. Very good. 1 copy of Predaplant Verde Anaconda. We don't play Dragoon. Dragoon is just whack. I don't even want to play it. So we play the Predaplant Verde Anaconda. This is actually, you can send a Super Poly to the graveyard and you can fuse away your opponent's board. It's super cool. You basically pay 2,000 and then you just copy the effects. You don't have to discard a card. They can respond, but like, listen, it's not that big of a deal. 2 effect monsters, and then you can just basically get rid of their tokens, go into something real huge. 1 Crystron Needle Fiber, 1 copy of Mecha Phantom Beast Auradon, and 1 copy of Access Code Talker, because it's a very, very good way to OTK your opponent in a pinch. You just put 4 monsters on board and end it all. So now let me just show you the combo. All you need for this combo, 1 copy of Tour Guide. Whoa, everything went sliding. Yeah, 1 copy of Tour. I'm going to go straight into it. No, I don't think you need any spell and trap cards. No, you don't need. So it's all going to be monsters. All you need, literally, 1 Tour Guide, which will get you on a pretty decent board in this deck. All things considered. I don't want to zoom out too much here. There you go. Alright, so 1 Tour Guide will give you a pretty decent board. Alright, so all you have to do, 1 Tour Guide, normal summon the Tour Guide, activate Tour Guide. This lets you summon a level 3 fiend from your deck, or hand, which hand is important, because if you had this in your hand, it's not a brick. So you summon Dark Resonator, take these 2, you link those 2 away in order to special summon a copy of Crystron Needle Fiber. Activate Crystron Needle Fiber to special summon a tuner from our hand or deck. So again, important. Hand or deck is important because it basically means this next card's not a brick, which is the Desk Bus. If you have it in your hand, it's cool. By the way, you don't need to open the Tour Guide. If you can just normal summon this and then special summon if you like normal summon this and special summon any other monster, it's fine. You can just go straight into Needle Fiber. You don't have to open the Tour Guide. But yes, we're going to special summon Deskbot off of the Crystron Needle Fiber. Then we're going to link these 2 away in order to special summon. Geez, I have like 2 piles going on. This is a lot. Alright. We're going to take these 2 and we're going to summon the Mecha Phantom Beast Auradon. Now, Auradon has an effect where you can summon 3 tokens when it's special summoned, and then you're locked out of link summoning for the rest of the turn. Perfectly fine. We're not going to link summon again. And we're going to special summon 1, 2, and 3 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. And I did get the official ones. I spent the money, guys. 3 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. When 2 or more machines are special summoned, you can special summon Deskbot 001 from the graveyard. That's what we're going to do. Special summon Deskbot 001. Now this Deskbot 001 and one of our Mecha Phantom Beast tokens, we're going to link both of them, synchro both of them away in order to special summon our first negate, which is going to be the Herald of the Arclight. So Herald of the Arclight, basically any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Beautiful. Hand or deck is banished instead. Very good effect. On top of that, you contribute this in order to negate a monster spell or trap effect. We have basically 1 negate here. Next, plus it does tribute itself. So if you were to negate like a hand trap right now, it would generate a token during the end phase if you had the field spell. So next, we're going to activate the Auradon. Auradon is a very, very good effect in this deck. It's very important because Auradon basically lets you tribute monsters, either one monster. If you tribute one monster, you get to pop your opponent's pop an opponent's card on the field. Now remember, if you have Lair of Darkness and you're going second, you activate Auradon, you basically get to tribute one of their monsters for cost, which they can't do anything about, and then you get to pop one of their cards, which is really, really good. Just off that, that's a really good effect. If you tribute 2, you can summon any Mecha Phantom Beast monster from your deck. Again, you can one of those monsters can be your opponent's monster. If you tribute 3, you can put any trap card in your graveyard and set it back to your side of the field, which again is very, very good in this deck, because this is a trap card deck. You can basically tribute 3 monsters, one of which is your opponent's, in order to set any trap card back to your field, which can be like one of the viruses, it can be Metaverse, it can be Full Force Virus, it can be Eradicator Epidemic, Impermanence, that effect is really broken. Like, all 3 of those effects are very good, and they have tons of synergy with the deck. So we're going to activate the effect of Mecha Phantom Beast to tribute 2 monsters in order to special summon a copy of a Mecha Phantom Beast monster from our deck. We're going to special summon Mecha Phantom Beast Colt Wing. Colt Wing allows us to special summon 2 tokens on summon. Now remember, whenever 2 machines get summoned, we get to special summon Despot 001, that's not once per turn, back from our graveyard. Super awesome. Now, we have a little problem here. Mecha Phantom Beast Colt Wing gains levels for every single token level on the field. Also, he can't be destroyed by battle if there's tokens on the field, including like Lair of Darkness tokens. But this is level 3, this is level 3. So he's actually a level 11 right now. So that's not good for us. We're going to link away the Despot 001 and the Mecha Phantom Beast token, or synchro those 2 away, in order to special summon Phonon Pulse Dragon. Phonon Pulse Dragon is now has an effect where you can make his level either 1, 2, or 3, or you can keep it as 4. And then for the rest of the turn, you can only synchro summon, which is fine because that's what we're going to do. So we're going to make him into a level 1. This is level 7 because it adds the level of any token on the field. So this is a level 7, this is a level 1. Synchro those 2 away. And now you can go into one of 2 things. Actually, no, not one of 2 things. I wasn't playing the other card. We're going to go into Borreload Savage Dragon. You can also go, if you're playing it, you can also go into the Psyframe Omega. Or you can go into that other card. You can go into a Beals if you wanted to. But we're going to go into Borreload Savage. We're going to equip the Crystron Needle Fiber. And then basically, that is our board. All we needed for this is 1 tour guide. Don't forget, this is like free ammo, having this guy on the field. And of course, we have all of these are dark monsters, so these 2 are super poly targets. If we had Lair of Darkness on the field, for example, we would basically get 2 tokens at our end phase, 2 Lair of Darkness tokens, which would, you know, kind of thicken our board even more. But what's cool about this board here is that we have a negate, we have another negate. This tributes itself. Like I said, this is a negate, but most importantly, Borreload Savage Dragon is 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense. And the reason that actually does matter is because Eradicator, he fits the requirements for Eradicator, and he also fits the requirements for Full Force Virus. So we can use one of his negates. After his negate is done, bam, activate Eradicator, tribute him, and then basically wipe out either spells or traps in our opponent's hand. But either way, I think this overall just really, really benefits the deck. It puts 2 negates just for, you're giving up 1 card. It doesn't even matter, but just by giving up 1 card, you put up all of these negates, so it's pretty darn good. Now let me show you something real quick. This is a worst case scenario. This is like, let's say, because I know some of you will say this, let's say we summon Needle Fiber, our opponent ashes. Or you know, our plays aren't done here. What we basically get to do is, you know, play with the rest of our hand, which is very important. But all we have to do here is we can end our turn, and then most likely we'll summon some amount of tokens, like for example this token, or I don't know, maybe we'll have like an Artifact Sanctum or something like that, or maybe even worse, maybe we bricked and maybe we drew like a one of the other artifacts, like maybe like a Scythe, right? We bricked, things went bad, we activate that. So they ash that, we have like 1 token that we were actually able to summon, and we just end our turn. This is all we have. This is all we can put together. This looks like a crap board, but it's actually absolutely not a crap board. This is actually a pretty decent board. So what we're going to do is we have this set. We end our turn. Our opponent enters main phase. They say, okay, I'm going to like normal summon a monster. We're going to activate Crystal Needle Fiber. We're going to tribute the Crystal Needle Fiber. Then we're going to special summon a copy of TG Wonder Magician. Our opponent's going to go, okay, sure, whatever. Activate TG. Pop the Scythe. Scythe gets special summoned. Scythe basically allows... Basically, now our opponent can't special summon from the extra deck. Also, this has a quick effect to synchro summon during our opponent's turn. Level 3 token, level 5 monster. Synchro summon those two away. Summon Borreload Savage Dragon. And then equip the Needle Fiber we just had. Pretty cool recovery there. But yeah, this... Even if Needle Fiber gets ashed, it's really not that big of a deal. Because you can either summon TG to pop a card, or... you can special summon Desert Locust to take a card out of their hand. So you can pop a spell or trap, or you can take a card out of their hand. And both of these have quick effects where you can synchro summon during your opponent's turn, which is very good because you can basically get to a Borreload Savage anyways. Like, it's really, really good for that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So that is the deck profile. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you have any suggestions, please just drop them in the comment section below. But thank you for watching, guys.